Welcome, welcome. For those of you just joining in, this is your bell ringer today. So get out a piece of paper and respond to the following prompt. Okay, so this is kind of like we're wrapping it up with our Unit 1. This is kind of the culmination of what we've been talking about. So how did early humans change from the Paleolithic era to the Neolithic era? And I would like to see complete sentences. So really well thought answers. Think about how did they change. Remember, we started in the Paleolithic era, so moved into the Neolithic era, and how did they change? So that is what I'm looking for. I would give you just a few minutes to write down a well thought out response, and then I will ask to hear them. For those of you just joining us, we are doing our bell ringer today, so get out a piece of paper and respond to the following prompt. In complete sentences, please. How did early humans change from the Paleolithic era to the Neolithic era? So this is what I'm looking for. How did we move from those early times into the Neolithic era? So write it down, or you can type it in the chat, but don't press enter yet. But get your thoughts going. Think about all the things we've been talking about. Okay, let's go ahead and respond to the prompt. So go ahead and type it into the chat. Please use complete sentences. And let's take a look at what people have come up with. So they changed from hunter-gatherers to civilized people. Good, yeah. So we're looking at, excuse me, we're moving into civilization. They changed by settling down in an area with soil, good for crops. They started farming and making towns, cities, and civilizations, and had food surpluses. You see different types of labor. For example, you didn't have to be a farmer. You could do something else, like you can make pottery, use useful tools. Good, that's a really well thought out answer, Sarah. Nice. They changed from migrating to settling. Very good. Good. Let's see. They went from moving around to staying in one place. Good. So we moved from being nomadic to being settled. Excellent. They changed where they their clothes and where they eat. Yeah. So remember, now we're starting to see people weave. So they no longer they can wear animal hides still, but you kind of see them making cloth. Their diets also changed, so excellent. We remember the menus. We were talking about how their diets changed. Yeah, they had different kinds of jobs. Good. They changed from moving to staying and farming and producing food instead of hunting a lot more. Good. Good. I love these answers. Very well thought out. That's what I'm looking for. Because I want us to become good historians. Good historians never just give us one blanket answer. They always have an explanation. So good. All right, so we're going to move forward, and what I've been doing down here is I've been putting you on teams because today we are playing a review game. It's gonna be great. The last class was quite entertaining. And so tomorrow is your test. Good, Kylie. Paleolithic people had to hunt all the time, so they changed to Neolithic. They started farming, growing crops. They would have some surplus. Good, excellent thought out answer. So we have our test tomorrow. Remember, it is all about early humans and prehistory. Next week, we are starting brand new content. We're hitting the ground running on Monday. We're going to talk about the 4 river ancient civilizations. I said that backwards. The 4 ancient river civilizations. And they're really interesting because we get to learn about a lot of different people. So if you like Egypt, and Mesopotamia, and China, and India, it's gonna be awesome, okay? Because we're really gonna dig in. We don't have to be so vague because we know more about those people. So we are going to move forward now, just as a recap for this unit and like what I want you to get from it. Ta-da! So remember, we're moving from this civilization. See these humans here? These women are, they obviously have collected some kind of root from probably the marsh back here. It's like a water root. And they can eat it. They're collecting edible plants. The men back here, it looks like they caught some kind of antelope or some poor creature. So they're hunting, they're gathering. Notice over here there's a bunch of sticks. So remember they would make their hut out of sticks and bones. They were very temporary homes. And we're moving from this to this, which is way more complex. We have cities. Notice the city center. Remember we talked about ziggurats, these tall step pyramids that they would use for religious purposes. So huge shift. And remember, this didn't happen overnight, okay? They weren't like, the next day they weren't like, hey Bill, do you want to build a city with me? And they just like built a city. No, it happened over 2,000 to 4,000 years it took them to get to this point. So you can thank the Neolithic Revolution for having shops and for having lots of food. Really, Walmart should thank the Neolithic Revolution. They should be like, thank you for letting us be a thing, okay? Because if we didn't have the Neolithic Revolution, then we wouldn't have a lot of we wouldn't have the things we have today. Now remember, I did tell you about the advantages and disadvantages. Remember that some of the disadvantages of the Neolithic Revolution are things like the environment. I mean, we have really wreaked havoc on our environment. From building cities, we've cut down so many trees. Lots of animals have died because of the settlement of human beings. Okay, so there is some damage that has been done. Also, we've also talked about inequality. Inequality stems from having these cities where all of a sudden people started to put value on human beings, in that they felt like some people were more important than other people, which is wrong. For that ideal, or that idea. So these are some of the damages that happened because of human settlement, but we do have a lot of pluses because of what these people did, and they kind of shaped the way it is today. So today we are going to play a review game. Now, I recommend highly, I'm not a very good winker, but wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If you get out a piece of paper and you write down the things that we're about to go over, you are going to feel so good tomorrow, okay? Because everything that we're talking about in this review game is going to be on the test. I can guarantee you that. Every single thing that we're about to go over is going to be on the test. This is going to help you greatly. So, I have been putting you on teams. That's what I've been dotting around as I've seen people trickle into the class. I had to wait a little bit to see like who was here, who was here. Yes. So if you do have a webcam, go ahead and turn it on.
What's your name?
Go ahead and turn on your webcam if you have a webcam. And then if you don't, then don't worry about it. But make sure you are listening, because if you're not listening, I'm just putting the rest of the people on team. Because if you're not listening and you totally miss your question, then your teammates will be sad with you. That's not right. That's right.
Wait, are we doing Kahoot?
No,
Oh man.
Yeah, I wanted to do a Kahoot because I love Kahoot. But
yeah, me too. I'd like it.
While you guys are online, trust me, I like thought about it in my dreams. I was like, how on earth are we gonna do this?
I haven't did Kahoot in a long time.
Yeah, don't worry, we will play Kahoot. Okay, so while I'm just finishing, I just have to make sure I see who everyone is. So the way this is gonna work is that a question will come up on the screen and I will call two people to answer it, okay? And normally I let you pick your own team names, but because we're virtual and you can't really collaborate very well like this, I took it upon myself to name you guys. The nomads are the farmers, okay? So you're either gonna be a nomad or you're going to be a farmer. I know. I'm so creative. I'm just kidding. Okay, so last person, Cameron. Oh, there you are. Okay. All right, so I have everybody on a team. And what's going to happen is the winning team, the team that gets the most points, they get a Tracy Buck. Yes, for those of you who have forgotten what a Tracy Buck is, remember that's our classroom currency, which you can buy things in the classroom. And we are most likely going back to school in the next few weeks. So for those of you who have been doing your assignments, I've been keeping track in my notebook. So your winning team gets a Tracy Buck added to your account, and then when you get back to school, I will pay you in real money. Okay, so that's the way.
I have a question.
Monty, just hold on 1 second. I'm gonna make sure I'm on Evelyn's team. And a Monty. Okay, all right, so here's how it's gonna work. I'm gonna put a question on the screen. This question is
I have a question about the Tracy book.
I'll let you ask it, okay? So I'll put a question on the screen. You're going to have A, B, C, or D. When it's your turn and I call on you, then you are just going to type in the chat either A, B, C, or D. You just have to type in a number. So quick, so fast. I have the chat set to private, so I will see it. First one I see it, that I see, will get it. Lainey, you can't hear me? That's a problem. That's a real problem.
You could like try to type what you're saying in the chat, but it might take a while.
It's okay because actually the questions are on a PowerPoint, so you can see them. So no.
Okay.
So
Wait, so Lainey doesn't know what we're doing?
I guess not. I'm gonna explain it to her. Okay. So Amaya, you had a question?
About the Tracy books, like what if it doesn't want to like go back to school and like they get Tracy books, like can they like earn stuff?
Yeah. So we're actually going to have like that you can buy things off of with your money.
Miss Tracy?
Yeah.
We could wait a minute and see if Lainey gets out and then get back in. Does sound
She
right?
said she can hear me.
Oh, okay.
The hood over here.
I was about to say, like what if the kid was like, could I like at least like come and pick it up from like the school or something? Like,
oh yeah,
Miss
don't
Tracy?
worry about it because school it'll be in person. So it's not even gonna be a problem virtually. Okay, and we're gonna talk more about it when we get back.
Miss Tracy, I have a question.
Yep.
How do we know who our teams are? Are you about
I'm
to show
about
us?
to tell you right now. So I
Okay.
hope you're paying attention so you know. Okay, so on the Nomads, the teams are Adrian, Daniel, Camilla, Grace, Amonte, Herman, JC, Rafe, Brooklyn, and Sarah. Okay. Oh, here comes Evelyn back. All right, those are the Nomads. The Farmers are Kylie, Amaya, Lainey, Leon, Leah, Emma, Evelyn, Zora, Callie, and Cameron. If I did not call your name, you may chat with me and I will add you because people have been kind of popping in and out. So I did my best. Okay. All right, here we go. Our first contestants on prehistoric trivia is Adrian and Kylie. Adrian and Kylie. So hopefully Adrian and Kylie, you are awake and paying attention because in the chat just put A, B, C, or D. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is just A or B. History helps us become critical thinkers. Adrian and Kylie, A or B? History helps us become critical thinkers. Yep, ding, ding, ding. Yep, Adrian, good. Kylie, you were just right behind him. Adrian got a little bit faster. It's true, okay? History helps us become critical thinkers, okay? So remember we talked about how not only are we learning about our past to help us create a better future, but we are learning how to think deeply. That's why I ask you all to write incomplete sentences. I ask you to be more specific because history is all about trying to figure out what happened. You're problem solving, okay? The world needs more problem solvers. We have a lot of problems. We need a lot of solutions. That's what history does for us. So, Nomads, first point. Ding, ding, ding. Good job. That's my little bell sound. Okay, next up we have Daniel and Amaya. Daniel and Amaya, here is your question. This one is a little bit more complicated. How does geography affect human life and culture? Okay, just pick one. There's multiple answers. Pick one. How does geography affect human life and culture? Give me one. Good. Yep. Amaya, you got it. So A is one of the ways geography affects human life and culture. So humans adapt to the climate they live in. They do. So if you're in the Arctic, you're freezing cold, okay, so you're obviously going to have to adapt by wearing animal skins, making sure you have fire, things like that. Other acceptable answers: B, natural barriers separate different groups of people. Okay, so you have mountains and rivers and deserts. These separate groups of people, and then they have different cultures because of it, because they don't have contact with other civilizations. So naturally, they're going to have a different culture. The third thing, D, humans choose a place to live based on the resources available. So they're always looking for water and food, okay? Water and food and a place to make shelter, okay? So they're always looking for resources. Good. Amaya is on the farmer team, so we're 1-1 now. All right, here we go. Next up, I have Camilla and Lainey. Camilla and Lainey. Here we go. What is a civilization? What is a civilization? Perfect. Yep, Lainey got it a hair faster than you, Camilla, but you're both correct. So a civilization is an advanced society with cities, governments, and workers with special skills. Good. Now, the last class I was in got a little confused with C, reliable food source, established laws, customs, and job specialization. C is a complex society. So remember we talked about how there's civilization, which is like the most complex, but right below that is what we call a complex society. So a complex society is just a group. They've established food. They have some laws and customs, different laborers, but they are not made up of several city-states, so they're not a civilization, okay? So the key word here is an advanced society with cities, okay? A civilization is made up of cities, and they have an established government, okay? So good. Lainey was on the farmer team, so she got the next point, so it's 2-1. I believe in you, nomads. You got it. All right. Next, we have Grace and Leon. Grace and Leon. So hopefully you hear me and you're paying attention. Grace and Leon, here we go. There we go. What does BCE stand for? What does BCE stand for? For Grace and Leon. I see some excited people. I know Rafe knows the answer, but Grace or Leon?
BC means for before Christ, but I don't know what E means.
I got it from, you're right, so BC means before Christ, but Grace got it with D, before Common Era. So yes, BC and BCE, remember, they mean the same thing in that they're both before Christ is born, they're both before year 0 on a timeline, but BCE stands for before Common Era. So, awesome, Grace is a nomad. So we're tied. Oh, this is exciting. 2-2. It's so bright on my screen. I'm so sorry. I have a light that shines. Okay, good. Yes, remember, BCE stands for before Common Era. Then we have CE, Common Era, and AD. Remember, AD does not stand for after death. Don't say that. It does not stand for after death, okay? Remember, it is a Latin term, Anno Domini, which means in the year of our Lord. That's what it stands for. So remember that forever, because a lot of people don't know that. And you can know. Okay? All right, next we have Amonte and Herman. No, sorry, not Herman, not yet. Amonte and Leah. There we go. Amonte and Leah. Okay, here we go. What are oral traditions? What are oral traditions?
D.
Who said that? Oh, Amonti. Sorry, it doesn't show me until a while. It is not D. It is not D. And anyone else? Herman, do you have a guess?
I have a guess.
Good to hear it from Herman. Where are you, Herman? Do you have a guess?
I know it.
I know some of you are just dying to say it. I don't even know if Herman's in here. Where is Herman? Well, that's weird.
His mic may not be working.
No, I think he's not in the meeting anymore. I don't see him. Okay, well that's awkward. That's really weird. Okay, the next one for the farmers would be Leah. Leah, do you know? Wait, did I say Herman or Leah? No, it's Leah. Just kidding. Leah, do you know the answer? I'm crazy. Is Leah here? No, Leah's not in here either. All right, Zora, you're a farmer. Do you know the answer? A, B, or C?
B.
What do you say? B? Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Oral traditions are stories passed down by word of mouth. So let's talk about each of these. I don't know where Herman or Leah went. They were here. They just are not here now. So remember, A, the period of time before history was invented. Who can tell me what that would be? Did I say before history? That's not even correct. I meant to say before writing, not history. I need to change that. Brooklyn,
That's fun.
May I say it?
Yeah.
Prehistoric
Yes.
or prehistory?
Yep, prehistory. Good. I totally meant to say before writing was invented. I don't know what happened.
Get it?
Okay, and then C.
Did you add a point to our team?
What was that? Yeah, I did. Things shaped by humans, such as tools, weapons. What would that be?
May I answer it again?
Let's see if someone else knows. Does anyone know what B would be? Things shaped by humans, such as tools, pottery, and weapons.
I also know.
Artifacts.
Any from the peanut gallery?
I know what it is.
Oh, JC,
If somebody says the answer.
I saw like a bunch of people start speaking. All right, Emma, go ahead.
An artifact.
Yep, an artifact. Good. And then last, a person who studies the written and oral records of human culture is a historian. A historian. So, awesome, Amonti, I totally see how D would look correct because it literally says oral records. But oral traditions are stories passed down by word of mouth. So remember, people were telling stories to their kids, who were telling stories to their kids, who were telling stories to their kids, blah, blah. Okay, that was a point for farmers, so now it's 3-2. So here we go. Next set, since we've determined that Leah and Herman are gone, would be JC and Emma. JC and Emma. Okay, here we go. Which of the following characteristic is the foundation of all civilization? Which of the following characteristic is the foundation of all civilization? We have to have this in order for civilization to be a civilization. For Emma or JC? If you're not sure, then give it your best guess. A, B, C, or D. This one's a little harder. What do you have to have in order for civilization to survive? Do you have any guesses?
Isn't it C?
Not
I mean A.
and it's not A either. So, because you don't have to have religion is a characteristic. You're absolutely right, and labor specialization is a characteristic. There's one characteristic that a civilization needs in order to become that. It's the beginning. The answer, if you would know the answer,
B.
is B. Yep, food surplus. Okay, food surplus. So remember, this is the foundation. You can't have a civilization if you don't have adequate food. Okay, if you don't have more food, then you can't start a civilization because everyone will be too worried about where they're eating. So this is the foundation. That was a trickier question, but yes, food surplus is the foundation. All right, we had no point on that one. That's okay. This is why we're reviewing, because the stuff is important to know, so you'll get it on the test. Okay, next we have Evelyn. Is Evelyn still here? I saw her jump in and out. I don't see her. Just kidding. Then we have Rafe and Zora. Rafe, are you here?
Didn't I already go?
There you are. Rafe and Zora, here we go.
I already went though. Am I supposed to go
Everyone's
again?
going multiple times. Okay, which of the following is a... Whoops, sorry. Go ahead. Which of the following is a result of the Neolithic Revolution? Which is a result?
B.
It is B. Good, yep. Civilizations were formed. So if we take a look at all of these, nomadic bands were formed by moving from place to place. This would be the Paleolithic era. So remember nomads, Paleolithic. C, people were healthier. Okay, the Neolithic people were not healthy. Remember we talked about the people in Çatalhöyük? They only lived to be 29 to 34. They were not healthier. Okay, the people in the Paleolithic time were much healthier because they ate meat and they ate plants. And then obviously because A and B are not true, then D cannot be true. So B. Civilizations are formed. This is the result of the Neolithic Revolution. Good. All right, farmers are up 4-2. And we'll keep going. The next we have Brooklyn and Callie. Brooklyn and Callie. All right, here we go. Next one. What is a revolution? What is a revolution?
I have a question.
Hold on, let's let them answer first.
Okay.
Brooklyn and Callie. What is
it B?
Who said you said B? Callie? It's not B. It's a key word that we're looking for. Brooklyn, do you have a guess? What's your guess? Oh, you're muted.
Sid, my favorite concert was
A complete change in ways of living, thinking, and working.
Yes, you're correct. C.
That's why it's my favorite concert, even though neither of us got to go. Sid got to go. No, I didn't. I stayed home, Michelle. Remember?
No,
Why? Until she fell asleep. Then you called me and asked me.
living.
Even though neither of us got to go.
So, just as a reminder, A, the time period before writing was invented, that's prehistory. A source from an eyewitness. Remember, those are primary sources. Okay, that's from a while ago. A source from an eyewitness is a primary source. And then, of course, D is civilization. We talked about that before. All right, next. So now farmers 4, nomads 3. You're catching up. We have Sarah and Cameron. Sarah and Cameron. Here we go. Which era is known as the New Stone Age?
I have a question.
Oh yeah, sorry. After the big answer and then
Okay.
sorry. Which era is the New Stone Age? Sarah or Cameron?
C.
Did you say C? Yes, Cameron. You are correct. It is the Neolithic era. Good. Remember,
I sent it in the chat.
I did not get it in the chat. Oh, yeah.
But then I changed my answer, so.
Oh, it's because it got like drowned out with other questions.
Oh.
Well, that's awkward.
Miss Tracy?
You both were
Which
correct.
one was it?
Hold on. All right. So sorry, it got drowned out with a lot of questions. I'm so sorry. So we'll give you both a point because I'm not sure who was first, but you both were correct. So Neolithic revolution. I mean Neolithic era. Remember, neo means new. So, and then paleo means old. Okay. Zora, you had a question, and then Emma.
Okay, I have two questions. Wait, which one was the answer? Neolithic era?
Lithic. Yep, it means new Stone Age. Whereas Paleolithic, remember, means old Stone Age.
And my other one was, can you post this like on Canvas? Because I didn't write down the first few questions.
I would, except a lot of it is taken directly off the study guide. So if you do the study guide, then you'll be just fine.
Okay.
I can't post this exact PowerPoint, but I can the study guide. If you do the study guide, you're gonna be golden. So, all right, Emma, did you have a question?
So for the question that I did, in the chat, B was my first answer.
Did you say B?
Yeah.
For some reason, this thing got all. Oh, that is so unfortunate. I don't know what happened with my chat, but like it was not like showing me new answers. It was just stuck in the same place. That I am so sorry. We'll make it even because it just didn't happen. So 6 and 4. All right, here we go. Sorry about that chat. I don't know why it didn't show me new answers. It just didn't. All I saw was like the same thing, nothing else. That makes more sense. All right, our next group, we're now cycling back through. We're back to Adrian and Kylie. Adrian and Kylie. Here we go. How would the Paleolithic people spend their free time? How would the Paleolithic people spend their free time? For Adrian or Kylie? So Kylie, that's one of them. Adrian, do you have a guess? I don't know. Adrian, are you still there? And Kylie, that is one of them, okay? So the answer for this one would be all of the above. So they created cave paintings, they made music, they would tell stories. So the answer would be D because they did all of those things, okay? So all those. Kylie, you were partially correct. Yes, they did create cave paintings, but the answer is all of the above. Create cave paintings, make music, and they would tell stories to pass the time. All right, we're almost done. I think we only have like 2 more questions. So,
Miss Tracy?
I think Amaya's gone. She was here, but I think she's gone. So, Daniel and Camilla. No, Camilla, you're on the same team. Not yet. Daniel and Lainey. Daniel and Lainey. Here we go. Who were the hunter-gatherers? Who were the hunter-gatherers? Okay, I got a C from Lainey, And you are correct. You're correct. People who live by hunting wild animals and collecting edible plants.
I also put a C.
What was that? I did.
I also put C.
Oh, don't look at that. Ah. I don't see C. I only see Lainey's C for some reason. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, you were second though. Lainey had it first, and you were just right behind her. It was literally like second. So Lainey got it first, but you are correct. It is C. So people who live by hunting wild animals and eating edible plants. All right. So now we have two more. And the last pairs are gonna be. Looks like Grace. Nope, sorry. Camilla and Leon. Camilla and Leon. Here we go. The prime meridian is a line of A or B. 50-50 here.
Is it longitude?
It is longitude. Good. Yep, the prime meridian is at 0 degrees longitude. So it is longitude. And remember, the equator would be 0 degrees latitude. So excellent. All right, Camilla. Good point for the nomads. All right, and this is the last group. Oh wait, I should not show you that. Okay, the last question. We have Grace and did I determine, is Leah still here?
I'm pretty sure she's not.
Okay, yeah. We determined that. It would be Grace and Emma. Grace and Emma. So here we go, last question. Which of the following is an example of relative location?
B.
Who said B?
Emma.
Then you are correct. It is B. Excellent, excellent job. All right, that was it for our review. The farmers took it home. They got 8. It was 8-5. So the nomads, you weren't too far behind. Great job, everyone. Hopefully you have learned some things. Hopefully you wrote things down, as it will help you very much on the test. All right, so the last thing for today, these are your Unit 1 assignments. Make sure you have these turned in. I'm grading all Unit 1 assignments and putting them in Synergy this weekend. Just as a fair warning, if you're missing any assignments, it's going to go in as a 0, okay? It's going to go in as a 0 and it will drop your grades severely until you turn it in. So these are all the assignments that were due for Unit 1 as we are moving to Unit 2 on Monday, okay? So, all of the Desert Island project is due tomorrow. The test will be due tomorrow, which we're going to do the test in class. So these are the things due. The Story of My Life timeline, that was the very first thing. Your Travel Journal 1, remember, is your autobiography and your artifact. Your Prehistoric Cuisine is your menu. You have that Ancient Origins quiz. It was only 9 questions. You have 3 attempts. And the Desert Island project, which we've been working on this week. So these are your Unit 1 assignments. Get them in so I don't have to put a 0. And that is all. So you now we only have 15 minutes, but I'm going to give you 15 minutes to work on any assignments that you're missing and get them turned in. And also I'll be here if you have any questions. Awesome job, you guys. Good review session. You guys are wonderful. And I'm excited to move on to some new content on a Monday. I'm excited to teach new stuff. Also, please stay on WebEx until 10:30 and then you'll be dismissed. Also, when you ask a question, give me just a second to look things up.
Miss Tracy,
Yes.
what was the quiz called?
The quiz is called Ancient Origins Quiz.
Okay.
Only 9 questions. It's worth 15 points. And actually, let me make sure. Hey, Lainey, are you getting my messages? Because I can't type for some reason.
I think she shook her head.
You say yes? You are getting them? Okay. So did you email it to me or not? I don't know why I can't see anything. My chat is being dumb.